everybody? Welcome to Real Talk with Chris and Travis. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram at Real Talk with Chris and Travis. So today, we're going to discuss, I just had a question. Does money really change people? Does it really? Can money make you a different person than what you actually are? Or could I be wrong?
I think for some people it could change them. For me it'll change my area code and my zip code.
But okay. But your area code and your zip code is not you. It's just where you live, right?
It's a part of me.
No, it's not. It's where you live. That's
if I'm living there, it's of me, right?
Well, so no more hood and projects. You hit 10 million.
Never no hood projects.
Nah, but I think that money. I think that money don't change you. It just make you more of what you already are.
Yeah.
If you're a nice, generous, kind person, then you get money, you still gonna be that nice, kind, generous person. On the other hand, if you was portraying to be a nice and kind and generous person, you can only keep that up for so long. And so if you get money and you're actually not a nice person, it's gonna come out that you're not a nice person.
That's true.
But tell me this: do you think that people get not being a nice person and not being a dummy confused? You know what I'm saying? Like you got $10 million and I'm your friend, but I don't have $10 million.
Okay.
So I'm always hitting you up about hanging out, but every time we hang out, you paying for everything. So you cut me off one day. Is that being a mean person, or is that not just being, you just not being no dummy?
I say not being a dummy. It can be kind of like tough love. Maybe I feel like in that situation, if you're somebody's friend, you show that friend how to get their own bag.
Right.
You put them on game. That's how I feel about it. If you tired of them, riding your coattail, then you put them on game.
Right. Get them a coat. Get off me. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Yeah.
Because like I say, I don't believe that money changes people. I believe when you get a big bag of money, the real you comes out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it changes some people. Some people become cocky and arrogant. I feel like they above and you beneath them. Some people.
So is that them changing, or was that always in them? It just ain't show up until the money came.
I feel like the money probably did that to them.
Okay.
Because with money you got access to
Stuff and people,
different things that you ain't never had access to, and it might get to you.
Yeah, I can't afford to go eat at these type of places, but I can't take you with me because it ain't gonna look right. You know what I'm saying? I run with a different group of people now.
You're gonna have, you can afford certain houses, jewelry, cars, and might have access to certain, men or women, whatever you like. But it might change you. You ain't have access to that before, so now you feel a certain kind of way. You stick your chest out more.
I can see. I guess your point. That's. I figure. See, if you're not that way, when you get money, you're not gonna be that way. But at the same time, people do switch up. You know what I'm saying? They get to feeling themselves. They ride in the Maybach. All their friends is still in Honda Accords. It's like, man, we know you got money. You ain't had to pull up in the Maybach. Where your Honda at that you had 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But again, I'm not the kind of person that want to shine on somebody. So even if I had $15 million, it's like I'm still in the Tahoe. You see what I'm saying? I'm still in the Tahoe. Why? Because I don't want nobody to know I have it. I'm not gonna stunt on you because I don't want to get robbed. That's just...
I feel like it's all about your preference, But I feel like some people when they get money, they feel like they gotta try to be ashamed of being able to afford certain things, and they try to hide it or whatever.
That's a good point to make.
You know, but I feel like it's like, you know, it's kind of like being smart. Some people might be embarrassed that they're real smart, so they try to dumb themselves down just because they don't want people to talk about them.
Yeah, I've seen that in school too.
Uh,
You know, and it's like, why wouldn't you want people to know you're smart? Well, you know, I don't want to get called a nerd. I don't want to get picked on and stuff like that. But see, I figure like money would have been way different.
Possibly.
Like, you know, you my only reason would be to hide that I had millions would be I don't want to get robbed. That's I don't want to get hurt.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
money, you got access to security, so I mean, I wouldn't really be too concerned about getting robbed.
and see, that's another thing too. I got a hard time trusting people. I could be paying you on my security detail, but how I know you ain't gonna try to do me something?
That's why you have people around you that you can trust.
So I get rich, I gotta keep you around. You gonna be on my detail then,
Yeah.
cause you gonna be right there like Travis, man. I don't know. I don't feel something. Don't feel right.
You know.
Fire all my security people, cause something don't feel right.
Yeah.
You know, little Joey eye keep winking. I don't know what's going on. It wasn't winking yesterday.
I mean, I also feel like money exposes some of the people that's around you as well.
Ooh, y'all felt the room get cold, man. Let's say that again.
I feel like money exposes some of the people that's around you.
Okay, collaborate on that.
Some people, they gonna start getting jealous of you. You know, they might envy you.
Okay.
Feel like they might say, "Oh, you changed since you got X amount of money,"
Okay.
just because you're not giving them what they want. That's usually always the first thing people say. "Oh, you changed."
Cause you cut them off from bleeding you dry. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So
People say that, but that is crazy. How come the person with the money who cut the other person off is always the one? Oh, you changed. I'm just not gonna let you use me. I'm not stupid.
I changed. Yeah, I did change. I changed for the better. You know what I'm saying?
By getting rid of the worst.
And you were a part of that change.
Right.
So, peace.
Man. You know, and that's why people be, you know, they get money and want to get a big house in a different area. They don't stay in the same neighborhood no more. There's too many people know me. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, you was cool being here 30 days ago. So what switched? Like, what changed? What happened? Well, you know, I got that bag now, so I'm kind of worried. But I thought you said all of them was your friends.
Yeah.
But I guess it don't work out that way.
I kind of feel like you want to be around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? The people that's already on that level kind of understand your mindset already. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that make perfect sense.
Yeah.
If we both out here getting millions, whether I'm getting 10 million and you getting 50 million don't make a difference.
Right.
We both getting millions, so we got access to the same stuff.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about me trying to rob you because we both getting money. Now on the other hand, if you getting $1 million a month and I'm only getting like $5,000 a month, you might have a problem. You know, that's something to think about, man, because people always say money changes people. I'm one of them people that don't believe that. I believe that it don't change you. You already had that in you. The money just brought it out, you know, but money can either make you more of what you already are or just show people what you was already, you know, where you was already at. You know, to me, it's just like people who they get money and then they go and get their whole body changed. And I ain't talking about like for women. I ain't talking about, you know, getting breast reductions and stuff like that. I'm talking about like God ain't make you with a big butt, so you go and buy a big butt. You see what I'm saying? Like, why go through all these surgical procedures if it's the way God made you? That's just the way He made you. You get money and want to change everything.
I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with enhancing. You know, maybe enhancing your features to make you, if you feel like you want to, if it'll make you feel better about yourself, I don't see anything wrong with enhancing it or whatever. But just don't, I guess you're saying just don't go overboard with it?
Yeah, like, you should still look like you. You shouldn't look like, you know, your name was Amanda. You got $50 million from the lotto. Now you running around looking like Angelina Jolie. Like, bro, why don't you look like you?
Right.
You can't just be happy being you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for, I guess that's why, like, females that get weave and stuff put in their hair. If you have short hair, rock your short hair. But sometimes a woman, she wants to feel like she's more attractive, so she'd be like, I'm gonna put more hair in my head.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody think the way I do, so it's just like, that's why nothing's wrong with that. But it's like, okay, but you shouldn't be changing your whole physical body because you can afford a new body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm about to go get this whole new body. For what? When you look in the mirror, you know that's not the real you.
So you're saying you should just be happy with who you are,
Right.
regardless if you have money or not.
Right.
Okay.
Because the money can change things physically for you, but it can't change things emotionally for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, it may change some things mentally for you, like the way you think about handling certain situations. That may change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how you yourself are handled in a situation, that's not gonna change.
Yeah.
If that make any sense. In other words, like, if you the kind of person that people have always, let's say they come to you for information, right? Because you've always been patient and kind and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get $100 million, people still gonna come to you for information because that's who you are.
Yeah.
But then they may approach you differently now. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna come a lot more now.
Right.
Hey, what's up?
How you been? I ain't seen you since yesterday.
Right.
Like, man, why you extra nice?
Right.
Normally, you just wanted to know about your computer. You come up, you like, hey, something happened with my computer. Think you could take a look at it for me? Now you...
Can we do lunch? Can we do dinner? You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah, as long as I'm buying, huh? Yeah.
Right.
As long as I'm letting you pick the place we gonna eat at, yeah, we but that's what I'm saying. Like, when people know you have money, I believe that the people around you change. I don't believe you change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me, cutting people off is not changing.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? When you have money, life is like a sport. You either on the offense or you playing defense.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, when you around people that have less money than you always on the defense.
True.
Because you gotta guard your money.
True.
If you too loose with it, you gonna give it to everybody because now everybody has a sob story. Oh, I got 3 kids, I always had 3 kids. They finna cut off my lights and my water. Well, what they gotta do with me? Because before, they was always cutting off your lights and water. Now, is this a dire need? Like,
I kind of feel like some people, when you become wealthy, some of the people that's around you, all of a sudden now they can't pay for nothing anymore. They don't know how to take care of themselves anymore. That don't make sense to me.
Right, because before I had this money, we go to McDonald's because that's all we could afford. You paid for you, I paid for me. Now I got all this money. I'm like, man, you want to go grab some McDonald's just like we used to do? You like, man, McDonald's? We don't eat McDonald's now. We go to Ruth Chris on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, but can you afford your ticket at Ruth Chris though? And you get hit with like, oh, that's how you gonna do me, man? We were friends all these years. And that's when they hit you with, oh, this money done changed you. You done changed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man. I'm just trying to see, can you afford where we're about to go?
Yeah.
Cause you said it like you could afford it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why you don't tell your business. That's why you make sure people don't know you have the money that you have.
I feel like money will make me say no a lot.
Cause you have to. You got to. No complete stranger is gonna come ask you to pay for stuff for them.
Nah.
Most times you get people that are like, they'll try because like they don't know you, so they would try to hey, could you help me out $20 or whatever for some gas? A complete stranger. But somebody who been knowing you for years and then they know you like won the lottery or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they
gonna drag you dry.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you lose everything, nowhere to be found.
Right. Or if they find out you done lost everything, then they come back around like, man, yeah, man, when you had money, boy, we was living, man, but now we bored. You boring. I'm like, man, what you talking about? I'm always the same me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say I think that money don't make a difference. I think it makes a difference in where you go and what you do, but not who you are.
I feel like it makes a difference. I feel like it changes a person. It can, like I said, it can make you more cocky, more arrogant. It might make you look down on people more.
And that's the bad one, though. Like that's when you get money and you start looking down on people especially looking down on people that you used to be around all the time.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because to me that shows that kind of you've always had that mentality. You just didn't have the means to really bring that mentality out.
I mean, sometimes it just depends on who you have around you. If you got a bunch of yes people around you and nobody to really challenge you, then of course you're gonna end up being that way.
And that's another good point to bring up too. They got some people that don't want to be challenged. See what I'm saying? They get money, they want to stay around people that they know. Yeah, I know they were only with me for the money, but guess what? Everybody do what I say. I'm like, man, you must be paying everybody bills, cause I don't care if you was offering to pay my bills. I'm not gonna do what you say.
It's an ego thing, man.
That's another good point.
It's an ego thing.
You know what I'm saying? I like to be humble. I've seen, in life, humble people tend to make it. They tend to make it out of situations a lot better. So I mean, I hit the lotto or whatever. Business deals go big for me, and I get millions in the bank. I'm still Chris. You know what I'm saying? Now, would I just be handing money out to people? No, my name is Chris, not ATM. It's a difference. But at the same time, if I've been knowing you for a while and I know you're not gonna lie to me, and you come to me with a problem, and you like, I would normally not do this, but I need like $100,000. Then yeah, I'm probably gonna come off of that quick and be like, here. And then I'm probably gonna be like, don't worry about paying it back.
I give it to you, but after that,
that's gonna be it.
I ain't coming to me no more. I'll teach you how to get to the money, but I mean, you ain't about to be riding my coattail.
Right, because that's another reason. Like, that's how you keep your money and also get to keep your friends. Because if I'm really your friend, I'm like, hey, well, how did you get to where you are? Because we both started out together, but you got somewhere where we both was trying to get to. So how did you get there? See what I'm saying? And if you're willing to show me that, that's worth more than money.
Yeah.
Because now we both could be on the same level.
Right.
Versus me always having to come to you with my hand out.
Right. Who wants to be a dependent?
Somebody who don't want to work.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I feel like you got to learn these different types of income. You know what I'm saying? Because active income means you always got to work it to make your money. You know what I'm saying? That's trading your time for money, working somebody else's job. But then you got like the passive and the residual incomes where residual basically like investing. You put the money in it after doing some research, and you either watch your money grow or shrink. Passive is you know what I'm saying, you gonna put that work into it, but you don't have to work it every day. You know what I'm saying? You might work it for a couple of days and it run itself for a couple of weeks, depending on what it is. So you got to learn that so you don't wear yourself out trying to chase money.
Right.
So it's a big thing, having a large lump sum of money. But let me ask you another question. When it comes to money, right? And different mindsets, would you rather have lump sum of money all at one time, like winning the lotto? Or would you rather start small, grow a business, and get big money from that business growing up?
Honestly, I would rather have that business.
Okay.
Because that business, once you get that going and you're making a lot of money from that, that's something you can pass down from generation to generation. And it's going to be something that your family can always eat off of. That lump sum of money, once that's gone, that's it. You done. But, I mean, with that business, you always got something to fall back on.
Yeah, see, that's what I say too. I say, if I could do both, I'd do both. But if I got to choose one or the other, yeah, I'd take the business every time.
Yeah.
My cousin, he always told me, he said, man, that slow money is that for show money.
Definitely.
So he was right on it.
Definitely.
Because, and I'm not knocking people who play the lottery or the Powerball and stuff like that. I'm not coming for y'all, so don't feel like I'm trying to throw stones at y'all. Everybody's different, and my mindset, I'd rather work hard and build something that I can be able to sit back and say, I built that. Look at what God helped. Look at what I was able to accomplish. And then watch it grow. Like a baby over time, and just keep growing. Versus you drop, what, $100 million on me.
Yeah.
And I can't step back and be like, look what I built, because I didn't build anything. I worked so hard. I remember when I was losing sleep trying to figure this stuff out. No, I ain't go through none of that.
I feel like with a business, I mean, something like that you actually built, you're going to appreciate it more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to value that more. So, getting like a lump sum of money just dropped on you like that, it's going to be like, you might not really appreciate it because it just came too easy,
Yeah, let me work for stuff, man. Don't just hand it to me.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, having that business, man, that's just going to keep going from generation to generation. And, I mean, it's going to always make you money.
Right. Especially if it's a business where you don't have to run it every day.
Yeah.
Because that's with some stuff I do off camera, that's my focus is I want to have a business, but I want to have a business where I'm not having to get up and work 8 to 10 hours every day to make it run. Because that's taxing on your mind, that's taxing on your body. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I mean, you can enjoy a business that you got to work every day, but it's almost stressful. Because, if anything happened, like recently we just had Hurricane Ida, and it didn't hit us bad. We lost power and things like that. But if your business is based off of, if your business only runs where you living at, I mean, just imagine the flood in 2016.
Yeah.
You can't run a business out of a house that's flooded. So that means your money is shot until you can get to a more stable place.
Yeah.
But these businesses that's passive or residual, you set them up, and then if something major happen, it's not hurting you because your business is still running. But I said all that to say, man, there's different ways to make money. But when you hit that big lick and get that big money, man, I just wonder, like, does the money change the person, or that person was already that way?
But like either or, man. I mean,
It's a toss-up. It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
could be already that way, and that money just makes it worse, or it could be something you learn after you get the money.
Because I heard somebody make this statement too, talking about like big lump sums of money, and they was like, these professional athletes, when they get a bunch of money, you can always tell like they from the hood because they get this money and then they be buying all of these different cars because they ain't never had nothing, so they always be blowing their money. I don't think that's true. I don't. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's true, and I'm gonna explain my point. Just because you take your money and buy a whole bunch of stuff at one time, don't mean that you never had nothing, and that's what that's showing. Maybe you just really like whatever that thing is. Somebody that like video games, they have every game system that ever came out, and they got buku games and accessories to go to those systems. Not because they never had nothing, it's because they really, really like video games.
But I mean, they just doing it in a foolish way, though. Don't just don't go out just buying all kind of stupid stuff just because you can.
So if somebody buys 7 different cars because they got 100 million, they buy 7 different cars because they like cars.
So you buying 7 different cars just because you can?
Yeah.
I mean, but you only can drive one car.
Maybe they drive one car in the same day, come back and switch out and get another. And it's like, man, you doing that because you could tell you ain't never had nothing. Well, no, I done had plenty, but I really like cars.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with liking cars, but I mean, at least, I mean, I'm pretty sure they got some antique cars that appreciate.
Yeah, they do.
So I'm the kind of person that rather do things buy things that appreciate.
That's gonna make you money, right? Yeah. So the money I put out, I'm replacing it.
So I ain't about to go out and just be buying all kind of, these foreign cars. I'm gonna buy something that's gonna I can get it, I can fix it up, and it's gonna appreciate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, and again, it's just different mindsets.
Yeah.
You know, but I brought that up to say, like I say, I heard people make that statement. Oh, you can tell they from the hood. They ain't never had that. Well, why you saying that? Cause they get millions of dollars and buy all of these different cars. I'm like, well, couldn't it just be that they like cars? Like, they could never afford to have, you know, different cars because maybe they wasn't from the hood. They just never had the right bag.
Mm-hmm.
Now they finally got the right bag and they wanna, you know, wallow in what they like. You know, but sometimes people's perceptions of things is what get their mouth in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's good to just kind of lay back and not say everything that's on your mind. You know.
That's true.
But I almost, you know, when you think about like does money change a person, sometimes it make me feel like it almost ain't worth it being rich.
Wait, what?
Check the reaction. Check the reaction. He was like, wait, what?
It's not worth it?
I don't know, man. I just feel like, and maybe I'm gonna make a statement. You tell me if I'm wrong. When you are rich, it's almost like you have more peace of mind when it comes to finances, but less peace of mind when it comes to being around people. Like you always on guard. That's not true.
I don't know. I ain't never been rich, so I mean, I don't know if you always.
Okay, I'm saying okay. If you, not if, because I believe in speaking in faith. When you get rich, you gonna have more peace of mind financially because you got money to cover. You know, you financially stable. But for you personally, do you think that you would be more on guard defensively when it come to being around people?
No.
No.
Because I mean, a lot of times when you become wealthy, I mean, you pretty much gonna start surrounding yourself with people that are
Like
in that same tax bracket as you. So why I gotta be on defense? We're on the same playing field. Okay. You know. So.
Okay. Cause see, this conversation it be touching a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with my wife. I've had this conversation with other people about, you know, like being rich and what I would do if I was rich and things like that. And the question always comes up, like, would you, and this was asked for me personally, they was like, you become a millionaire, would you hang around the same people that you hang around? And I was like, man, yeah, why would I not? You see what I'm saying? Because I know these people, and it was like,
I mean, so
what they told me was, you know these people when y'all on the same level, but you've never known them. Like when you got more money than them, you don't know them at that point. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why would they change though? See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's when we got on the conversation of, but people do change when they get money. I'm like, so somebody who don't have the money, when I got all the money, they gonna change.
They might look at you different, like, oh, they might look at you and say that you changed.
You know, and that's my thing. Is like,
because you don't come around as much.
If you're a millionaire, and the people who you hung around before you was a millionaire, they get a couple $1,000s every month from their job. To me, if you really know the people you're around, it don't change anything. Mm-hmm. You know, but then again, the signs are there. When people start to change, you'll know. Mm-hmm. You'll know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's kind of like I listen to a lot of rich people when I'm looking at stuff on YouTube because I'm always researching on different ways to make money, and they say that number one, there was like, you know, Robert Kiyosaki. He says this all the time. Mm-hmm. For y'all who don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, he wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he's also a real estate mogul. And he said that anybody can be rich. He said the reason why you have rich people and you have people that are like middle class and poor, like, you know, lower class. He said the only reason that you have that is because the people who are rich, either they put the work in to make the money that they made, or the people before them put the work in to get the money that they have. Mm-hmm. He said that's the only thing separating rich people from people that's not rich. Yeah. And he said, so with that being said, you can be rich and go around people who you knew before you was rich. The only difference between them and you is you put the work in to get rich. Now, if they willing to stay around you and put the work in that you put in to get rich, then y'all not gonna have no problems at all. Like you said, if you willing to learn from me, then we good. He said, but you get people who don't want to put the work in. They just don't. It's just either it's just not in them or they just that lazy where they just don't want to do the work. And it's like they'd rather live off of you as long as you allow it.
And that's the way you got to draw the line in the sand and leave them people right where they at. Yeah, it ain't my responsibility to take care of a grown person.
Ooh, shot fired. Y'all heard it. I know y'all heard it. Some people out there might feel it. You know, but what you say is very true. You know, only person that need to be taken care of is somebody sick or a child. That's it. You know, but in my opinion, Travis is my friend. We've been friends for years. He become a millionaire from a business. I'm not trying to find out, hey, can you give me some money? I want to know, how did you find out about this type of business? How did you start it, if you wouldn't mind showing me? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you did, show me. I'm in school now. Teach me. I might not run the same business, but the principles are the same. You know, so, you know, that's my thing. Rather than come to you and be trying to get some money out of you, I want the knowledge. I don't want the money.
Yeah, because that knowledge is way more than that money.
Mindset.
It's going to outweigh that money way more. Kind of like LeBron James, when he became who he was, he put all his friends on, and now all of them are rich. He taught them how to fish, so now they getting their own fish.
I learn something new every day. I did not know that. Man.
They could have easily been like, hey, write me a check.
Buy me a house. Buy me a house and a car.
He showed them how to get their own bags, so now they all on the same playing field, man.
And see, that's all I want to do. I want to build something that's going to leave, you know, generational wealth for my wife and kids, but I also want to build something to where I can teach people to do what I did, even if they might not want to do, you know, exactly what I did. But if you want to do something similar, you know, not everybody want to be on YouTube in front of a camera. Some people not comfortable with that. For me, it didn't start off being comfortable. I had to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But when this becomes one stream of income that's major for us, I want to teach other people like how to be more confident on camera and how to, you know, figure things out when you don't know what to do and things like that. I want to teach that kind of stuff so that the next person, you know what I'm saying, that next generation, my kids' kids, they friends, you know, so they can be like, oh, well, you know, he was older and he did it. My generation grew up with it, so it should be easy for us. And they take over and make even more money than I did. You know?
Yeah.
Just trying to, you know, pave the way for that generation. You know.
Don't the Bible say a good man leaves an inheritance for his...
Yes, sir.
For his, what, kids?
Yes, sir.
Kids, grandkids, or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel like we got to change our mindset when it comes to money. Money is, you know, you the older generation, man, money don't grow on trees. Y'all know that. Because they said it all the time. But they wasn't far from the truth. It doesn't grow on trees. But money is seed. You know what I'm saying? It's not just paper that you buy things with. You know what I'm saying? You can actually get your money right. And you can build something that'll last forever.
I mean, money is a tool.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a tool to get to, I guess, to make things better for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just depends on you how you want to use that tool.
Right.
But I mean, money doesn't make you happy. You have to already be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's how is your character? You know.
It's just gonna make you more of what you already are.
You gotta have character, integrity. You know, because there's a lot of bozos with money.
It's a lot of rich people that added to the suicide rate too. You know, and I'm not trying to take shots at nobody, but I'm just saying there been some real wealthy people who took their own self out of here, and you would figure all the money they had, they should have been happy. But You know, money. You can't buy happiness.
Nah.
You know, but you can work hard and create something that you love, and that can make you happy. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that are like, well, the Bible say that money is the root to all evil. Hold up, man. Make sure you get all them words in there.
No, it's not.
It say the love of money is the root of all evil.
Thank you.
You know, you can like money. You don't have to love it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know.
Anything else? Hey, y'all drop us a comment. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to also like and share this video.
And don't forget to catch us on Instagram, Real Talk with Chris and Travis. We also have an email address that is realtalkwithchrisandtravis@yahoo.com, so y'all can hit us up there. And we'll be back next week with another video.
Stay tuned.
We out.
Peace.